I beg your pardon, my mic was up. Before we begin, I just want to show you the slides here. This is slide number 1, and that's a Taurus, and as well as it's the entire zodiac with an emphasis on Taurus. This is a slide. We're using this, and also this. So I will read through these because I know that these can be just a little bit hard to uh, discern because I know the images are kind of busy. So let's begin. For many people who practice Western astrology, it is now Taurus season. But for those of us who consider the sidereal and Vedic astrology, which is Jyotish, for us it is yet Aries season. Nevertheless, this is only the second video on my list of all things zodiac. So, with that being said, I've done Aries and now we're on to Taurus. This is an earth sign. Think of a strong and steady mindset when you hear Taurus. Stability, pleasure, and earthly connection are its themes. Sensual pleasures and art appreciation are themes here as well. You may know stereotypes of Taurians, loving to eat good, smell good, and live well. These are hardworking beasts of burden who are sure to find their way into a luxury lifestyle. The earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. The cardinal sign of these three is Capricorn. So, when I say they are sure to find their way into a luxury lifestyle, I mean that across the board. So, even if you know a Taurus who is on Section 8 or has an EBT card, you walk into their public housing and you're blown away by how grand the bed is, how beautiful the couch and carpets are, even though they live in, projects or public housing or Section 8 housing in America, right? So, with that being said, these are the general themes of Taurus. So, in every section of Taurus, these themes ring true. However, some are more exaggerated than others. So, within Taurus, you have Kritika, Rohini, and Mrigashira. We are going to start with Kritika. Kritika is artistic, from agriculture to the fine arts. So, painting, music, dancing, opera, drawing, even architecture. So, if I wanted to convey the attitude of Kritika Taurus, it would probably be I Don't F With You by Big Sean, okay? Because their symbol is the axe. It's the axe. And that leads me to the second song that I have listed here, Cut Her Off by K Camp and Two Chains. It ain't none to cut that off, right? So they will literally just not only do they chop down harvest like corn and things because they do have a green thumb. These are people who are naturally given to agriculture, even if they've never done horticulture or 4-H in their lives. Uh, but even if the relationship is nasty, they will chop it off, and it'll be like they never knew you. Another song that I chose to describe Critica because they are so layered is Show Me Love by Robin S. You've got to show me love, heartbreak promises. I've had more than my share, right? So I could have chosen a dozen other songs that are very relevant to Critica, but nevertheless, Critica is a feminine nakshatra ruled by Venus and co ruled by the sun. So I talked about the planets the other day when we went over Beyonce's birth chart, and I talked about how lovely, sensuous, beauty, and all things Venus, and how the sun is this fiery, bold kind of planet. So when you mix the two, you get a lovely person who will flame you. As in, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by this beauty, this romance, this gentleness. I will flame you. And also bear in mind, Critica is also the last portion of Aries. So there's quite a bit of fire there for this specific Taurus sign. These natives are materialistic. Think luxury. They're materialistic in nature. And I would argue that that is not shallow. That is part of what being a lover of beauty and art is. It's loving that painting. Ooh, that dress. Have you seen that purse? Ooh, those Egyptian cotton sheets. It's got a 900 thread count. Oh, it's so soft. No matter how much I wash this linen, it just gets softer and softer. So some people say materialistic and they're like, because we are living in a material world and I am a material girl. But I personally think that it's just a love of all things beauty, and I don't find that to be shallow. So they find good careers because of their soul urge to have stability. This is an earth sign, so stability is their game, and they will stop at nothing to have that. Stability and abundance. A male native of Critica puts on a tough guy front so as not to be taken advantage of for all of his other romantic, humorous, and sentimental qualities. These natives are stubborn and steady, rock steady. With the sun sharing rulership with Venus, these lovely people somehow have an explosive and extreme temper. I believe it was Life Jennings who said in his song Must Be Nice, someone as mighty as a lion but still as gentle as a bluebird. That is Critica and Taurus. That is this section of Taurus. They can say things that they don't mean out of anger, but due to their inner tenderness, they possess the qualities of making amends, owning their faults, and apologizing when wrong. These people are of sharp intelligence and can transform the thinking of the masses. These are people who can get in front of the world in a political debate or even a non political debate, even if they're in their high school or their college debate teams. They will say a thing, and these people will do well as pastors and bishops and speakers at a religious organization. They get up and they say a word that goes straight to the heart, and all of a sudden, your thinking is renewed and it's changed. They have this kind of effect on people by way of how they were written in the stars. These people are perceptive and intuitive. These people can discern all manner of energy around them, whether positive or negative. Please do not think you can play a Critica Taurus. Please don't do it because you can't. You can shake their hand and smile, "Hey, how you doing? I'm a big fan." And they'll be like, "Yeah, this person is shady. This person is insincere and they can feel it all over their body. Sometimes this Critica native can be seen as a problem because it's like, you don't even know her and you don't like her. What did this person do to you? And they're like, I got a feeling. They're like, well, your feelings aren't facts and you need to get over it. And that person who is seeking that truth and those factual things, a year later, they're like, ah, Critica, you were right. How did you know that? I just know things. This is Critica. This is Critica in Taurus. These earthly natives tend to be successful because they believe in hard work, right? Think of the bull, the thing that like tills the earth and drags that wagon and is just a beast of burden. You can hang so much on a bull, even when you're talking people going out to California for the gold rush. They're going out west. What comes to mind is the video game The Oregon Trail. You have people who could have used horses, who could have used some other animal, but they're like, no, we need oxen. We got heavy stuff to carry. We can't put this on the back of a horse. We need strong and steady wins the race. So while the men of this nakshatra can be impatient and explosive, the women tend towards being some of the most nurturing and nourishing souls. They can excel in careers like banking, finance, administration, teaching, journalism, business, and mass media. So for the next section, and perhaps my most favorite section of Taurus, is Rohini. And here's the thing that I will say about Rohini: they are adored, envied, and sexy. Now, of course, you have your entire chart, right? Which can influence how you look, how you act, how you speak. This is only the details of Rohini, but your chart will have, Taurus in this house, Mercury and Gemini in that house, and Libra in that house, Aquarius in this house, right? So all those things inform who you are. So I'm just talking about this specific section of Taurus. I also want to say about this specific section of Taurus that Claire Nocti did a test on sugar babies, and the number one nakshatra belonging to sugar babies is Rohini. So these are women who are just, people just want to pay them to exist. The women and the men. Rohini natives in general are adored, envied, and sexy. With beauty and charm and sophistication at their disposal, Rohini is the ultra feminine part of Taurus. Ultra feminine. So Kritika is feminine, but Rohini is ultra, extremely feminine. Rohini natives have a sexy, sensual, and intellectual nature. Think beauty, brains, and talent, okay? These are envied people. These artistically inclined, mesmerizing beauties that have equally sweet and melodious voices add beauty to everything they put their hands to. Uh, there was this Mexican kid in one of my mom's classes. She was an assistant teacher after she stopped working in the hair salon. And everything he did, even if he was just writing, even if he was just answering questions on the paper, it's like the writing is so beautiful, the handwriting is beautiful. And then on top of that, he got bored because he finished first. So he doodled these roses and it was glorious, just everything they do their hair, they get dressed, they bake a pie for you. And it's just the prettiest little pie that you don't even want to cut into because it's just so beautiful. This is the people of Taurus and Rohini. These fun loving people love partying and spending time with friends. Everywhere they go, they're seen as royalty and distinguished somehow. You'll often find them at the top of their networks and social circles, and their symbol is, you see this Taurus dragging a wagon, you see this bull dragging like a cart with all beautiful things inside. Now, Mrigashira is not feminine, but it is also not masculine. It's muted, it's neutered, it's neither male nor female. So, a song I would choose from Mrigashira to define them is I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I dream about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I could soar. Right? The thrill of the chase. These people are master manifestors. What's abnormal and unreachable to the majority of people is normal, natural, and reachable to a Mrigashara. Mrigashara is the person you say, "How did you do that to? How did you do that? Wait, what? Huh?" And Jim Carrey is a person who has strong Mrigashara placements. I learned this from Claire Nocti of cosmetic astrology. And Jim Carrey is a person who wrote himself $1 million check and put it in his pocket. And years later, he was written that check. Master manifester. And Jim Carrey is so the embodiment of this nakshatra because he is a person who came from poverty, who was unique, and some people were threatened by his uniqueness. But the Wayans family was like, hey, we see something in him. We're going to hire him. And then he just dominated. He dominated film, he dominated comedy. You just couldn't find him. Yeah, wherever you looked, you could find him. But one of the most significant things about Jim Carrey to me is when you listen to his shorts, when you listen to him in interviews and you listen to how he contemplates on life and the soul and life's meaning and all things kind of existential. Jim Carrey just has this philosophy on life that is inspiring and encouraging. So, like I said, Mrigashara is androgynous. It's neither male nor female. These natives are highly intelligent, untraditional. Think of the things that Jim Carrey has done in being funny. Think of me, myself, and Irene. Think of Fire Marshal Bill, okay? And achieve amazing feats in life. They are master manifestors. So, that being said, these are all the Taurus nakshatras. Thank you for spending this time with me. I am going to read some of these comments and be out of here. I'm not a Taurus either. Hey, Zero. Hey, Soup Bone. Hey, the cynical one. All right. The things you learn about Rohini. I know that's right. I mean, these are alluring people. Actually, their animalistic symbol is the snake yoni. The snake yoni. So think about, you know how a snake will wrap you in its body and wrap you in its presence and just grip, okay? Grip. Now it's the male snake, but they're symbolized by the by the female snake yoni. And for those of you who don't know what a yoni is, it is the female reproductive organ. So I mean, I'm highly impressed with Rohini. I wish I had Rohini placements. I don't, but boy, is it amazing. These are women who are often envied. People try to destroy them because they are just woman. If I had to choose a song to describe Rohini, it would be the song by RuPaul. Don't be jealous of my boogie. Don't be jealous of my boogie. You can say that you are not when I know that you are looking. Okay? I'm uppity and I'm out of here.